this is, oh, what a nail! As Jonathan Bostic just separated Mike Willie from the football.
Gia, you already know what it is. Fourth quarter BOYZ Sports in the building once again. I am your illustrious host, Professor Lake, and today we're going to take a look at the Chicago Bears beating of the Detroit Lions. Very great game. It made Thanksgiving that much more savory for the memories. You guys got to check out Papa Lake, see his analysis on what he thought the game was going to be like. He's going to come back and do a preview for us. I want to say Sunday. We're going to get together and do a taping of the preview of the next Chicago Bears game. Before we get into the recap of the beating, the abuse that the Chicago Bears gave the Detroit Lions, you know what I do right around this time. It's Fourth Quarter BOYZ Sports. I am your illustrious host, Professor Lake. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Chill. Be a fourth quarter boy for life, man, for life. Hit that notification bell. Get notified every time I upload. Let's jump into the recap. Now, despite the Bears having to start their backup quarterback, Chase Daniel, we still were able to come out with a victory. Chase Daniel was able to show his knowledge of the offense. He protected the football all game. No interceptions, no fumbles on Chase Daniel's behalf. He was 27 of 37 for 230 yards and 2 touchdowns. What more can you ask for out of a backup? Taylor Gabriel had 7 catches for 49 yards. Tariq Cohen had 7 catches for 45 yards and a touchdown. Anthony Miller had 3 catches for 41 yards. And Tyquan Mizell had 2 catches for 21 yards and a touchdown. Very productive day from our wide receiver group. Not one person had a outstanding day in yards, but again, they were able to move the ball down the field. Chase Daniel spread the ball around. The Detroit Lions defense did not know where he was going to go with the football. The running game, on the other hand, was not as prolific. We didn't see much from Jordan or Tariq Cohen out the backfield. Tariq Cohen had a nice big run at the end of the game to seal the deal, getting us a first down, allowing us to run out the clock. What was interesting about that is that they wanted Jordan Howard to be the guy to get this first down, and he was unable to get any yards. So here's the thing, when you look at a game like this, a division game on Thanksgiving, you heard Papa Lake. He told you guys that the Detroit Lions usually try to get up for this game. This is a traditional game for the guys in Detroit. They have a parade and all sorts of things going on in Detroit. They got the fans buying in to the Lions, whether they're a good team or a bad team. Normally they're a bad team, but this is a game that they count on. They count on winning this game for the fans. And the Chicago Bears were able to come to Detroit in the Dome and steal their glory. How unfortunate for a Detroit Lion fan. What hurts even more if you're a Detroit Lion fan is that not only did the Bears steal your glory on Thanksgiving, the Chicago Bears did it with a backup quarterback. A backup quarterback. This is a game that you guys should have had. This was a game that you guys should have been able to dominate. And, frankly, your quarterback did you guys no service at all. Now, I'm not going to put it all on his shoulders. Number 80, I don't know what his name is, your tight end. He really laid down for us. He really gave the game to us. He opened the door for us to win the game on 2 separate occasions. One was the Eddie Jackson pick 6, and just looks like a poor route run. It looks like he didn't put in that much effort. Number 80 I'm talking about for the Detroit Lions didn't put enough effort into either knocking the ball down, using his big body to box out a guy like Eddie Jackson. At the same time, Matt Stafford did himself no favors. He should have put a little more zip on that pass. He should have been able to see Eddie Jackson breaking on the play. But as history has it, Eddie Jackson, his 5th touchdown on the season, interception run back. I think that was a 41-yard return. Eddie Jackson is stepping up. He's looking like a Pro Bowler every game. Eddie Jackson even tried to square up on LeGarrette Blount. He was on the losing end of that battle, but I do appreciate his willingness to lay down a good hit. You know, you have to be a willing tackler, and he is that. Next, we have Kyle Fuller. He had an interception as well, ending the game, sealing the deal, and we got to see the real Motown do their thing in the end zone. When you see Prince Amukamara grab the football microphone, and he had so much love for Chicago Bears. It was a great moment. I've watched that moment several times on the highlight reels. But our cornerbacks played a pretty decent game. Tackling could have been a little bit better. You know, this is a team that needs to get free runners on the ground. Receivers are able to get a little bit of yak against our secondary, even against our linebackers. But I don't think that should be too much of a problem as we move on through the season. I think Vic Fangio will continue to emphasize tackling and minimizing the yards after the catch. The Bears defense also was able to hold the rushing attack of the Detroit Lions to about 88 yards, 2 touchdowns on the ground. Kenny Galladay was a bright spot for their offense, just a little too much too late. He had 5 grabs for 90 yards. It probably would have been a better idea to go to Kenny Galladay when you get in the red zone as opposed to going to a tight end that's not a really good route runner at all, has no tenacity in getting to the ball and running his routes well. That was just disappointing, even as a Bear fan, to watch that on the opposite team. The Detroit Lions defense was pretty quiet all game. They didn't do too much. They did get a turnover. Trey Burton got the ball punched out of his hands. He had gained the first down. He took about 1 or 2 steps and the ball was punched out. It was that quick, you know. And this is something that I see with a lot of Bears offensive players. They need to secure the ball a little bit better, but at the same time, I think some of the elusiveness, some of the yards after the catch, some of the big plays that we've been seeing can't be made if you're too worried about ball security. But definitely is something, a point of effort. But that's definitely a point of emphasis I think that Matt Nagy will deal with in the next coming weeks, securing the football when you're running. We can't have costly turnovers. We can't. So defensively, you know, we talked about Eddie Jackson, his 1 interception, 1 touchdown, 5 touchdowns on the season at a free safety position. We talked about Kyle Fuller ending the game on an interception, but we also were great against the run. Akeem Hicks had 3 tackles. Roquan Smith had 7 tackles and 1 sack. Eddie Goldman had 3 tackles. Bilal Nichols was very productive with 3 tackles. Cody Parkey had a field goal for 40 yards. Hopefully he can stay on track until the end of the season as well. You know, like I said, a lot of guys were looking to see Cody Parkey get shipped to another team or just cut all the way around. But I'm glad Coach Nagy was able to keep his temper. He kept his cool. He didn't exacerbate a problem situation. He did what he needed to do, got his kicker back on track, and I'm sure as a Bear fan, we reluctantly enjoy Cody Parkey kicking those field goals at this moment. We do appreciate the 3 points, Cody. Overall, it was a good victory for the Bears on the road, division game, off a short week. We shouldn't have won this game. We should not have won this game. The Detroit Lions, as a football team, they're really bad right now. They're really bad. And as much as I'd like to hang our hat on this victory, we have a lot stronger opponents ahead of us. We got the Giants coming up. We got to face the Packers and the Vikings again. And then we go play the Rams as well. So this is going to be a season that the Bears are going to have to keep their hard hats on. They're going to have to keep their noses down and keep working hard. The defense is prolific. This defense is a difference maker. Our defense is so good, it's going to be the reason why we make it deeper into the playoff run. We are going to make it deep into the playoff run. The Chicago Bears. I know a lot of guys look at the LA Rams and looking at the Saints, but those guys have not played defenses as prolific as the Chicago Bears. These receivers and tight ends and Amukamara, Ingram, you know, these guys are not going to be able to just run free through our defense. They're not. I think that the Bears did themselves a favor by getting these victories early on, being able to sit Mitch Trubisky and still get a win. That's really good. Hopefully he could come back for the Giants game. No one knows the extent of his injury. Hopefully it's not that serious where he has to miss even more games. But, you know, having a guy like Chase Daniels just makes you feel a little bit better as a Bear fan. With this one game under his belt, if we do need to go back to Chase Daniel against the Giants, I don't feel as though we're going to, I don't feel that it's a definite loss for the Bears. We can pull this out, especially against the Giants, who have been struggling this season as well. Here of late, they have been trying to pick it up though, so we can't overlook them. As a Chicago Bears player, they have to focus on the very next game, not looking ahead, and finishing off the season strong. Offensively, we got to get Trubisky back healthy, get him back in the routine of winning games again. Hopefully we can stay injury-free here on out for the rest of the season. That will be a plus for the Bears. And just as long as Trubisky keeps developing in the offense, as long as he's learning how to read these defenses, and he's learning every game and he keeps making improvements every game, I don't think anybody will be able to stop the Bears, especially in the critical times of the playoffs. With that being said, you know, I'll go ahead and end this recap right here. Definitely enjoyed the Bears beating of the Detroit Lions on Thanksgiving. That was, again, what more can you be thankful for, you know, outside of serious things like life and family and things like that. But just, you know, the aesthetics on Thanksgiving, the Bears beat the hell out the Detroit Lions. And it didn't even seem like they tried that hard. They didn't even try that hard. You know, I'm definitely trying to hold back right now. I'm not really trying to kick these Lions while they're down. It's not the type of guy I am. I'm not trying to kick them while they're down. But definitely, this was a sweet, sweet victory that the Bears were able to deliver on Thanksgiving. Very thankful for family, for friends, everybody. Before I go, enjoy your holiday weekend. Don't get too crazy at Walmart because the blackout sales are going on. Don't get too crazy. Relax. But with that in mind, man, you already know what it is, man. I'm going to end this right here, and you will hear from Papa Lake on the next upload, all right? And right about now, you know what it is. Quarta Boyz Sports. I'm your illustrious host, Professor Lake. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Chip. Be a Quarta Boy for life, man, for life. Hit that notification bell for me, dog. And holla at your boy.
Jonathan Bostic gets separated. Mike Willie from the football.